Hi everyone, Holly Amaya and Anne-Marie Hoftailing here of Story Imprinting. At Story Imprinting, we teach great people and great companies the art and science of storytelling. And if you have found yourself here, welcome. Please subscribe to our channel because we have all kinds of great content, just like the video that you're about to consume and watch on issues related to professional development, storytelling, leadership, all kinds of great stuff. So today I'm going to share a little personal tale of rejection, and I want to talk with you, Anne-Marie, about how we can kind of reframe and transform our relationship with rejection. So I will start by saying that I have gotten very comfortable with rejection over the last probably decade of my life, professionally and personally. But prior to that, I tried to stay as far away from the possibility of rejection as possible. I was like one of those kids that I knew what I was really good at doing. And so I stayed in that lane, and I never took a class where I thought I would get anything less than an A or whatever, right? That was kind of my MO. So the story that I'm going to tell you, I wrote this piece that I'm very proud of about executive presence, which I feel very strongly about.
And it was excellent, by the way.
I had a really great editor, but it's a piece that I felt, really good about, and I feel needs a high profile home to live. And so I submitted it to HBR, Harvard Business Review. And I had a lot of imposter syndrome around that, because for those of you who have not, ever submitted anything to HBR, they basically want a DNA sample. I mean, they ask you for all kinds of questions.
Yes. It's not, and we say this as two people who have been published many times,
right.
Hollywood journalists. We're not unfamiliar with the writing process, the submission process.
Right. So, but basically, as I was doing it, I had these moments where I was like, I'm not, I didn't work at McKinsey, so what do I know about, management and stuff? I just had all of these seeds of doubt that were cropping up, and I had to remind myself, nope, you've coached many, many high-level people. You've done lots of peer advisory work, and you have worked in a variety of industries that give you, the entree into this world. So I wrote and submitted this piece, and their process is long. It's like an 8 to 12 week process. And I had gotten sort of through an initial review, and I got the email today that they're passing on it. And I was just like, oh, because it's what a lovely thing. But it's like a 2-month process of waiting and being really excited. And so I texted Anne-Marie and I said, oh, they passed on it, but onward here, we've got to pitch it someplace else. And she was like, damn right, here's where we're going to pitch it, right? So we had a great plan. But my point in telling that story is that, rejection is real. I mean, I felt it momentarily, and I'm joking about it now, but it still sucks to be told that your baby is ugly, which is kind of how I've interpreted it.
It's so rude. It's so rude when people say your baby is ugly. But I think the other way to reframe rejection is thinking about the fact is, if you're not getting rejected anywhere from anything, you aren't doing anything big.
Right.
Truth. If you aren't losing at something, if you're not getting rejected, you're not going after a big enough client, a big enough opportunity, a big enough raise, a big enough whatever it is. And I think we always see rejection as failure, but to me, it's an indication that you're pushing really hard, that you're reaching. And
right.
That's really distinctly different. And the way we define rejection and the way we sort of experience or frame rejection determines how we feel about it. It's never going to feel good. I mean, I'm not here to pretend like you get the rejection letter, like, this is so great.
Great. I feel great about it.
But I mean, inside, at least I tried. Let's not all play that garbage bullshit game. But I remember I was doing a writing program at the Open Institute, and Jess Walters was there, a writer, and he has a really interesting backstory. He was a teenage single father. Mm-hmm. He was a journalist, and he wrote like a maniac in a dedicated way for something like, I could be getting the time frame wrong, but I think it was like more than 8 years. And just kept getting rejected. And he really wanted to write fiction. And he said he finally got this rejection letter that essentially said, we really thank you for your submission, and we really appreciate it. You're really good. You're a really good writer, but it just does not have a home here. And we just would not be able to ever really sort of accept the style. And he said, all I saw was you're a really great writer. Like after years and years and years of rejection, all he saw was you're a really great writer.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, it's that idea of being up to bat, and you keep trying and you keep trying. And every writer, every actor, both of which I have been in the past know, you are going to get rejected more than you will be accepted. That's a fact. I have always done things that you must have a really high tolerance for rejection. Business development, writing, all these things. And I remember when I was living in Japan, I had heard this story on NPR about Stephen King got this letter when he was also trying to write. And this was for Carrie, I believe, but I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me. And the editor wrote back and said, because he kept submitting to this place.
He's like, love me. You will love me.
You will love me. And finally they wrote back and said, please do not ever, 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 ever submit to us again.
Lose our number.
Lose our number. And he still kept submitting. But imagine if Stephen King had taken that and said, oh, okay, like I should quit. And that's extreme. What we're talking about isn't even that extreme. We're really just talking about placing yourself in the way of opportunity and reaching and stretching, and knowing that inherently what that says about you is that you are in a growth trajectory. The rejection just means that you are reaching. That's all.
Rejection just means that you're reaching. Write that down. If you take nothing from this session, like
I just made that
these little nuggets.
Someone make a t-shirt.
Somebody will, I'm sure. If you want to make a t-shirt with that saying, drop it in the comments. If you liked what you heard, drop it in the comments. If you have a practical,
you heard, drop it in the comments.
We just like all the comments. If you want to reject us, do that here too. We're cool with it. But all of this content that we put on this channel, it really comes through our experiences coaching people, working with companies, and what we're observing. And it also comes from what you guys tell us that you want. So if there's something that you haven't heard us cover in our videos, go scroll through them and check it out. Let us know. Send us an email, drop a comment here. We want to create compelling content that speaks to the needs of our subscribers and our viewers. So with that, Anne-Marie, thank you for your time. Subscribe to us here. Check out our website, storyandprinting.com, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.